Hi Table Tennis Junkies. In this week's video I'm going to be teaching the reverse pendulum serve, short backspin. And this is a tough one to learn, so make sure you listen closely to the tips and they'll help you a lot. If you haven't watched my tutorial on the pendulum serve, I recommend doing that first before you move on to this serve, because a lot of the concepts are similar and it's kind of like the first step before you learn this serve. If you want to keep watching, you can, but I'm going to refer back to the pendulum serve quite a bit in this video. So if you haven't watched it yet, go check it out and then come back. The first thing I'm going to show you on this serve is the grip. So if you're a shake hands player, you're going to release these 2 fingers, maybe even 3, and you're going to move the index finger up. So on the normal shake hand serve, you're going to be around here. I actually go higher on this one, sometimes up to here. A lot of players will actually go all the way up to the edge. I go up to right around there. What this does is it's going to allow me to get a lot better wrist action. And with this serve, the wrist is super important because almost the majority of the stroke is actually going to be wrist with this serve. Now that you have the grip down, I'm going to show you the elbow motion. So with this serve, the elbow is going to actually stick out quite a bit. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to cock the wrist back and come through the ball better. All right, so to get backspin on this serve, you're going to want to lay the racket flat. Remember that the easiest way to get backspin is to hit the southern hemisphere of the ball. So I'm going to be coming in, racket flat, just like this. So I'm going to throw it up like this. Notice that when I start the stroke, my wrist is already cocked back, and that most of the stroke is actually just going to be wrist action. Yeah. If you want to go more forward towards a target, you can, because we're going down the line with this serve. You can do that. I actually just go kind of out away from my body, and the side spin will kind of carry it into the forehand short. But either way is fine. Just either down the line this way or out this way. But notice how my racket's flat and that it's mostly wrist action. Those are both really important. Assuming that you're a righty and that your opponent's a righty, I recommend serving this down the line into your opponent's forehand. And I do this for a few reasons. First is because the side spin is going to be more effective to that side of the table. Another reason is players generally are preparing cross court. So if you do this down the line short, it's a pretty tough movement. It's a long distance to move, and a lot of times players will be late getting to the ball. So that's another benefit. And also, when you do this serve, the side spin's going to pull it into your forehand, and because if you serve this down the line into the forehand, you can prepare it cross court into the forehand. So it's kind of a double positive. It's really easy to prepare for the next ball if you do this one into the forehand, and it's tough for your opponent. So all good benefits for this serve. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate the serve now. And in addition to some of the other things like the grip and the elbow and the wrist, notice how the ball just kind of falls into my racket with this serve. I'm not chasing after it. So what should you expect after doing this serve? So with the reverse pendulum, the side spin is actually going to pull it into your forehand. And if you're doing this down the line, then you should already kind of be preparing for a cross court in your forehand anyway. So definitely after this serve, you'll want to be prepared for that forehand and look to attack it. Because it's backspin, you might get a short one, but a lot of people will actually push this one long because it's a tough ball to return. So as soon as you do this one, I generally prepare to attack the next ball. Just to recap, you're going to want to have the elbow out on this one. You're going to change the grip quite a bit. You want to use lots of wrist and hit the bottom of the ball if you want to get backspin. and it's going to take a lot of practice. So this one you might not learn as quickly as some of the other ones, but just keep at it. It's a really good serve if you can get it down. That's all for this week's video. If you liked it, please subscribe. And if you have any questions at all, put them in the comments and I'd like to hear from you. And I'll see you next week. Thanks.